Right now at 6, the source of an explosion that rocked a Portland food cart pod.
So I didn't expect it to be this bad, to be honest.
Then local Korean Americans react after they're apparently targeted with hateful graffiti.
We don't want our children want that type of feeling.
Plus, how the city plans to step in to stabilize Portland storefronts, and why you might say some owners are on the fence.
So I'm taking everything with a grain of salt.
And later, will they soar or struggle? The new insight as the Oregon Ducks fly straight into the Nittany Lions' den.
We know it's going to be loud, but we just got to go in there and play our game.
First at 6, an explosion rocks a southeast Portland neighborhood. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco. Video from around 5 this morning shows flames and black smoke billowing up from a food cart pod at Springwater Cart Park. Let's bring in Celine Stevens live near Southeast 82nd, where small business owners have been taking a look at what's left. I mean, Celine, remarkable no one was injured here. What do we know about how this happened?
David, definitely. And so according to Portland Fire and Rescue, this was all caused by a leaking propane fuel canister. Now, as you can see behind me, that one cart is just completely in pieces. Overall, 8 carts were damaged, as well as the 2 surrounding buildings with shattered glass and debris still on the ground. Luckily, like you said, nobody was hurt.
It's tragic for the people whose carts were lost and the owners of the property.
The Springwater Cart Park in southeast Portland was the scene of a fiery explosion Tuesday morning, as seen in this video.
This was as a result of a leaking propane tank that was on the interior of this particular food cart. It filled the interior until the ratio got right in that explosive limit and hit a fuel source. And what you see is this giant explosion.
According to investigators, 8 carts were damaged and 2 buildings. Business owners left overwhelmed.
So I didn't expect it to be this bad, to be honest. It's my heart and soul. I have put everything I have in my whole life into it. I did this all by myself.
The explosion happened early Tuesday morning before 5, booming throughout the neighborhood.
I did not expect to see all that damage. There's just shattered glass everywhere.
This woman says the explosion was so loud it cracked the windows of her home, just a few blocks away from the food cart pod.
For me, it was loud. I could feel my whole house shook like an earthquake.
Some people, like Mitchell Tucker, came to check out the damage to his family's food truck.
This was blown out and was removed from the housing. When I drove up, I could see the explosion or the explosive damage because I drove around, and I saw just people standing around looking shocked.
While some carts on the lot were able to open Tuesday afternoon,
every once in a while I like to come up down here and get something to eat.
The cleanup process was just beginning for many.
It sucks that it happened, and I feel really bad for these people. I know that a lot of them, this is like livelihood.
It's just a very unusual situation. It's not something that replicates itself often, or we'd probably be in a different situation with the acceptance of all these food cart pods throughout our communities.
Now, authorities say to always remember to turn off the gas when you're done using propane. According to the Multnomah County Health Department, the fire marshal is responsible for checking propane tanks. However, the health department did their own inspection back at the end of April of this pod, and they said that there were no violations back then. David?
Really glad no one was there and no one was hurt. Celine Stevens there. Thanks, Celine. New at 6, KGW News has learned the Multnomah County Jail mistakenly released a murder suspect, even though a judge ordered he remain in custody. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom with those details. Alma?
Yeah, David, at this time, we are not sure why, but the sheriff's office says it is trying to figure that out. As first reported by the Oregonian, jail records show 26-year-old Ty Sage was released yesterday. Now, Sage was arrested in May of this year after being accused in a 2021 murder. Sage was taken into custody in Coos County on a Multnomah County warrant years after the deadly shooting in Gresham that injured 2 and killed 15-year-old Logan Ivy. Last week, prosecutors presented evidence as to why he should stay behind bars, and the judge agreed. According to court documents, this was a drug deal gone wrong, with Sage and another suspect also trying to buy guns from the victim. Now, we got a statement from the deputy DA on this case. They sent this over. We just learned that this murder defendant was erroneously released. He was held without bail by the court after a hearing on September 17th. We are working with the court and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office to get this defendant back into custody as quickly as possible. Again, the Sheriff's Office told KGW they are looking into the matter and will get back to us as soon as they review the case. David, back to you.
Thanks, Alma. Appreciate you digging into it there. In your headlines this evening, relatives of the 3 people electrocuted to death during the 2024 ice storm are now suing PGE and a landlord for hundreds of millions of dollars. You may remember Taja Leah Briggs, her brother Teron Briggs, and her boyfriend Devontae Nash died after slipping on the ice and coming into contact with a live wire. This was an absolute tragedy. All 3 were trying to protect Briggs and Nash's 9-month-old son, who survived thanks to a neighbor who put herself in harm's way and grabbed that baby. The lawsuit, which seeks $375 million, alleges PGE failed to maintain the wires and pole in a safe condition. It also claims that Legacy Property Management failed to keep the driveway free of ice and warn about dangerous conditions. PGE says it does not comment on pending litigation. We also reached out to Legacy Property, but have not yet heard back. A former guest at a motel in Newport is facing criminal charges after allegedly using hidden cameras to spy on other guests. Officers responded to the Holiday Inn Express, they say, in the South Beach area last week after reports of suspicious activity. Investigators say 39-year-old Sabin McKinnon of Montana placed small cameras under doors and then watched other people live on his phone. Police allege he's been doing this at hotels in several states and possibly recording victims for years. McKinnon is now charged with burglary and invasion of privacy. And in Tigard, police say 3 credit card skimmers were found over the weekend at a 7-Eleven and 2 Dollar Tree stores. Those were all on 99W. On top of that, Portland police say a skimmer turned up at a Dollar Tree at Mall 205. And there is more here, as we reported yesterday. Hillsborough police also found skimmers at 3 other Dollar Tree stores, 2 on TV Highway and 1 on Northwest 185th. If you believe your account was compromised in any of these cases, immediately contact your bank or credit card issuer, followed by the police. Matt?
All right, David, thank you. What a day we had here for the first full day of fall this year. Beautiful clear blue sky and really warm temperatures. We're down to 85, but of course it got warmer than that. We made it up to 88 in Portland and Scappoose, 87 in Hillsborough, a little bit cooler out in Hood River and points east, but look at the valleys. They're all in the mid to upper 80s, 96 in Medford, a hot spot today. So yeah, really not one for the record books. The records in Portland still in the mid 90s, so we're a ways from that, but still pretty warm. Speaking of the 90s, the average number of 90-degree days in Portland in any given year is 15. We ended up with 19 this year. It's unlikely we get another one. The average date of our last 90-degree day, we passed that a couple weeks ago, September 6th. But let's look at the summer temperatures, and this is from June 21st through September 21st, the first and last full days of the season of summer. So our average high temperature this year, 82.2. That is the 10th warmest on record. And I'll show you in a minute just how those all stack up. The average low temperature this summer was 60 degrees on the nose. That's the 3rd warmest low temperature on record for Portland if you look at the summer season here. Now, 9 of the 10 warmest years have all come after 2012. All 10 of the warmest low temperature years have all come after 2013. So again, we've had a lot of warm years lately as we've seen that warming sort of take hold. First week of fall though, warm again tomorrow. We won't be as warm as today, but we'll still be in the 80s. Warm Saturday after a little bit of a cool down Thursday and Friday. And yes, there is fall rain in the forecast. In fact, it looks like substantial rain next week. More on that in a bit, David.
Got to enjoy that sunshine while it lasts.
You bet.
Thanks, Pat. Developing this evening, people in Beaverton's Korean community met with leaders and law enforcement today after someone sprayed hateful graffiti twice on a church. Devin Haskins was there for the town hall.
The Korean Society of Oregon hosted a town hall Tuesday after racist graffiti was spray painted on a Portland church last May.
Sometimes we see that discrimination because of the color, the difference. So we feel that way. We feel that way, and of course, we don't want our children want that type of feeling.
Community members, business owners, and youth came together to ask and listen.
I am curious about what local police and judicial authorities are doing to strengthen penalties and prevent repeat offenses after hate crime perpetrators or lovers are arrested.
We're working hard to make sure that the punishments do fit the crime, that we have the tools necessary to take people who have committed a crime and hold them accountable.
Leaders encouraging residents to report all incidents, even if they don't seem major.
These kind of discussions are so important to get everyone to understand the importance of calling and reporting. It may not fit the crime, but at least we're reporting what the behavior is and we can take a peek at it.
Beaverton Mayor Lacey Beatty says safety is about trust and the courage to speak out.
We're here today because the bravery of the pastor of the church to say what happened to us is not okay.
Francesca Kim, the president of the society, says there is a real fear of reporting crimes in the Korean community, especially among the older generations.
Oftentimes we don't report, but today I even learned a lot, and we need to report as much as we can so that they understand and they know what's going on so that they can support us better.
In Beaverton, Devin Haskins, KGW News.
Well, to new pushback today on President Trump's warning about the effects of Tylenol during pregnancy, with the World Health Organization saying evidence is inconsistent and more research is needed to claim a link between acetaminophen use and autism. Catherine Cook talked with a local pediatrician who is also worried about the message coming out of the White House.
We announced historic steps to confront the crisis of autism.
Citing limited research, President Trump Monday said he believes acetaminophen, the active ingredients in Tylenol, increases the risk of autism when used by pregnant women.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary.
Physicians were quick to challenge the claim, including Dr. Kavita Patel from Stanford University.
Study after study has actually shown that there's no causal link with Tylenol and pregnancy and autism.
This is fear-mongering about autism.
Dr. Ryan Hassan is a pediatrician at Pediatric Associates of the Northwest. He says the Trump administration's claims about acetaminophen are not only false, they're harmful.
Tylenol is one of the only and one of the safest options for pain control in pregnancy, and that is an essential aspect of necessary health care. Pain and fever in pregnancy needs to be treated with Tylenol, and not treating pain and fever can lead to complications for the mother and for the baby.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has long promoted debunked theories linking vaccines to autism. He also claims autism can be prevented by avoiding certain environmental factors. Dr. Hassan calls that notion another baseless myth. He notes genetics account for about 80% of autism cases and says autism itself is a way that people's brains work that's different from what is typical.
These fears of autism are largely coming from people who have no experience with this and who are just want their kid to be perfect and don't understand that perfect includes autistic kids. And that, I think, is a big point that is missed in this conversation.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
New at 6, if you recently purchased ready-to-eat seafood from Costco, you may want to take a close look at the sell-by date. That is because more than 3,000 pounds of the Kirkland signature ahi, tuna, wasabi, poke are being recalled for listeria contamination. The recalled products have a sell-by date of September 22nd. That is yesterday. They were sold at Costco deli stations on September 18th in more than 30 states. It is the green onions inside that tested positive for listeria. So far, no illnesses have been reported, but you want to throw that out or take it back for a full refund.